One of those days, isn't it? I kind of had one of
I
those.
picked my car up at mostly so that I can hear noise. Got it.
Okay, we're just going into the claims. Did everybody get a chance to look at everything? Do you have any questions? Is there a little time to
I looked at it earlier, so.
get your breath? Any questions on any of the bills? No. If not, would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the bills.
The claim.
The claim.
Bills.
Sorry.
Okay, I have a motion from Cindy, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Kyle, Steve, Kyle will give it to you.
Oh, sorry.
Second from Kyle, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consent agenda. Anybody have any questions? If not, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Kyle, do I have a second?
I will second it.
Second from Cindy, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Open forum, anybody would like to say anything or come up to the podium and speak? You're next. I just got something on my computer now. I can't get out of this one. Okay. If not, we'll move on to citizens wishing to address the council. Kevin and Melinda McAllister. Come on up. Good evening. Hello. How are you today? Excellent, thank you. Oh, very much. You're welcome.
I guess basically just to see if we would support in having our property detached from the city. I feel one of those controls, we don't get any city services, and because there's no streams, they can't, there's no fire hydrant, municipal broadband, no city water, sewer, natural gas, there's stormwater sewer, and it's pretty much surrounded by agricultural, so this is just, I've never done this before. I don't know if there's, I guess this was just kind of a thing to see if they would oppose it, or if there would be something that we could go ahead and start the process with. We're paying city taxes, but we don't get any city services, so.
I have a few things also, so just to run on that for the city taxes. Again, we have maintained our own well, our own septic, no natural gas, we have LP gas out there. We can't get city gas. So across the street, we have, I don't know if you know the area, we are across from the gun club out there.
Yep.
And, so that we're getting freaking gunshots, and that reminds us daily that our home is part of that permit proven environment. As far as the agricultural land, we have some land that we rent out there because it's just farmland, which doesn't fall within like the city's, guidelines and city planning. Kimball's comprehensive plan states there's no need to annex additional farmland to Mainsbury Township. The city has sufficient land within the current boundaries to accommodate future growth. As far as the legal basis, and it says the statute 41406 allows the property that is growth in character and not developed for urban residential purposes to be detached from the street. And it says about it. So we're just trying to get our taxes and services aligned where it should be. I know there's one comment that a member had made that if there wasn't, if the home does not fall within, able to receive all city services, that they should be able to be detached or get a breakdown tax. Can't utilize.
So I just want to point one thing out to you, because I used to own the business down here, the bus garage, and it was been sold now. We do not have city sewer or water. I mean, we don't have those services, and we're right here.
I think there's a few like that in our.
There's a few in our community that are like that don't have that, so.
But
55 miles an hour, but it's in the city limits. So shouldn't that be, posted like 45? But I know the one from golf club is in the city limits, and that one's 45. And people, I mean, do 65, 70 dollars, know it all.
and, you know, the other thing is, like, if you look at the city limit sign, it's like right in the middle of our property. I don't, yeah, so it's like, almost like part of our land in the city limits, and the other part isn't right at the city limit sign.
Yeah, it's the babysit out there.
And we do have a meeting, coming up with the Mayberry Township also on their next meeting, behind their agenda.
Well, Nicole, what did you tell me would be the first process to start this?
They would, the petition to the municipal boundary adjustment.
Okay, that would be a first start. I mean, I don't want to give you my blessing because I don't
Yeah, we didn't.
I don't want to.
If there would be some lawyers and.
Well, I think you need to start the process if you're really serious about it. I would think I'd start there, and then it would be a while before I think we would be involved at that point.
Yeah, I guess I'm not in favor of it just because you are within our city currently, and that property has been in the city for a very, very long time. And I think when you take that out, then you are really cutting off future, if we are going to ever develop beyond that, you kind of like stop that process. And I don't know how that all would work as far as, we couldn't really develop around you and beyond because you're not in the city. And so I think that would be a huge problem, in my guesstimation. And I don't know all the ifs and ands or buts about it, but I just feel that, that there are many properties that don't have city services. And our taxes are not, they're not great. Let's admit that, but,
Well, nobody's gonna
ever be.
But again, you're still getting services too.
So you would have to do it on our, if you want the city to extend, it would have to be on our property.
But if there ever was annexation,
Oh, I see.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, there's a swamp right there.
Yeah.
John Gannon's old house.
That's what I thought, I wanted to make sure it was 100%
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, and you are very close to the gun range. I mean, we're in
I
town,
know.
we hear the gun range, yeah, we hear it quite frequently.
I have a chicken crowing in my yard, so I'm kind of like out in the country. I have a farm across the road from me too, and, but we still have traffic and all that too,
I'm just giving you my opinion, but I don't know what everybody else
Well,
feels.
a lot of those taxes go too to pay for, fire department, for streets, for roads, and there's services that you're paying for too. It's not like we're not giving you anything for your tax dollars.
They say that township road or city road, whoever follows them in the on the other side is township, on this side is city.
Correct.
So it's like, it gets a little confusing there too, like, there's
Well,
one
that's
name,
how
they
we
call
go. Yeah, that's a county road.
But it's 18 minutes, so, yeah, like the 35 mile an hour thing, I know that someone said that there used to be 45 mile an hour posted on that road, and when they redid it, they never put a sign back up. But that always confused me too, because, out there, it's 45, but in city limits, it's 80, 90, and these people who.
Tell me about it.
And, they tear out and everything else, so. And if it's in city limits, then why isn't that enforced at 45?
Well,
The county,
is right there.
yeah.
Way to throw it at John.
A couple questions just to get caught up. I've been out for a while, but, so this is a new issue for me, but, so right now, you're not on city utilities, is that correct? Just so I understand what's going on
Yeah,
here.
we have a county.
So no utilities, and the
perspective here is that you'd like to be? Yes, no? What's
Well,
your,
I mean, I think if you're nice and know, but I'd love to have city gas and really, we have to worry about replacing my well pump and my septic, I mean, and if you guys can run it, but I would be an investigation that performed.
Is that the purpose for approaching the council and staff?
No, the purpose is to detach our property from the city.
So the main goal is to just pull your property out of the city?
Correct. Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna stay in city limits, I mean, if you guys want to stay in city limits, then I'd like to utilize city services, city gas, city water. But for my research, they said they can't do anything because it would disrupt the trout stream that was getting away. And they said they can't do that, but that's, you know,
Those discussions have already taken place with staff in regards to possibilities of getting utilities to your property or not?
years ago, I think I brought it.
Yeah, you were here before, I remember.
Yeah, you know, so and nothing.
And I don't know if we have control of the natural gas. I just do remember when they decided to extend it out further, east of town, like towards 55, that was probably 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of what the natural gas company, it's not like our gas, it's we contract with.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I see where you're coming from.
Right.
I know it's right over there on the golf course road, but I do see because of the brown trout stream, like this is one of 12 brown trout streams in Minnesota, so we have to preserve that too. So I understand why they can't do that.
Well, and it's also a preserve for the land and turtle. So that's a very big deal.
So it is a big thing in our town.
That's a protection. Yeah.
So how do you heat your house now? How do you heat your house now? I mean, okay.
And maybe put it out, another 20,000.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Well, I can make an assumption that nothing's changed since, but I don't know when you were here last and discussed all this in
I've
regards
never
to.
been in front of the board with all
Yeah.
this discussion with people at the desk.
I thought you came here at a meeting. I thought you guys were here. I really do.
You might have-
I think you were. I really do. Nicole, do you remember?
Maybe right after they moved, I believe they. were
Yeah,
here too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, join the club.
But
It
you
gets
bought
worse.
that house from John Gannon, and that's been already, what, 8 years, 10 years, 8?
Yeah, we moved here in 20.
Okay. And did you know all of that when you moved in? Because that was,
No, we didn't even know when. Yeah, we didn't even know the realtor was showing us place. I didn't even know that was done something. They said, what's all the shoots over there? And the realtor said, oh, they're just having, must be target shooting over there or the one team. And then actually,
yeah, that's disclosure. I mean, that's kind of on them, but.
It should have been like if you look at a house listing of natural gas.
Money down there, we found out, I looked at an aerial map and I went, oh, that's another one we need to get. Just to make a long story short, our old home, I'm the state of Florida, I've been in the state since 2013, worked for the state of Minnesota, and at the time I was working for MnDOT, and our old home, we started to go to highway. We had, and, we chose Kimball, and we love it here.
Yeah.
We like having you here too.
Yeah.
Just question for staff, is there anything in your, like, you're thinking about in regards to utilities for that property, or is that just not an option? I'm just curious.
We could go under the trout stream. I don't know that we've ever explored the top. We've had other people, with like,
Maybe that's something we should, is Excel's the one that, no, not Excel, who does the natural gas? I can't think.
no, we would use like water stewards,
Oh, that way, yeah.
Well, and it might be something down the road if we explore getting your property up to par, if we do develop that, for them to go across and back.
Yeah, I wonder if they could.
You know, there's something to that, but, that's a huge expense, because we are exploring it currently.
And
And,
at one time, R.M. Johnson did talk about wanting it. I mean, you could go that way, but you have to make sure you're gonna have enough people that wanna connect to it.
Exactly,
too,
because
Kiffmeyers
it's
don't
a
want
huge
to.
amount of money to
A lot
do
of
that.
money.
Are there any city utilities going down that road at all?
Well, we're still going across the throat.
You'd have to come all the way from.
You know, our land in Turkey.
They may tell you.
And they'd have to put probably multiple lift stations to get up to the elevation down there. So the water can go under anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would be quite costly. I don't know how many, off the top of my head, properties are even down there, but two, okay.
Well, yeah, there's more past us, but,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Across the road.
And a lot of that cost goes back on the homeowner. So that's something to realize, you know, because if that ever did happen, that would be a large,
Totally aware of that, yeah.
okay. Well,
Certainly something staff could look into, or we could look into as council too, but I think there would be some, obviously, cost sharing with property owners, not just yourself, but others that are interested in. And I don't know how far you're willing to go with that, you know.
We just thought of the cost of that money, not only for us, but for the city and DPS from the city.
So can I ask just a curious question here in regards to your thoughts or requests to move the property out of the city? Is there a reason for that? Is it just utilities, or are there other reasons?
No, I mean, I didn't even know we were going to do anything about the health, yeah, that either. I know that, but, we didn't even know the city limits, either, I know. So, yeah.
I was just wondering if you've done some sort of assessment or examination, or you've discovered something that would be, highly beneficial for you guys to do that, that's all.
No, I mean, like I said, it's something we're going to talk about, we pay for it, but we pay city taxes, and, I don't have to buy city.
Well, if we had city water, you'd still have to pay for the water.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, like, our well price.
It's separate from the taxes.
Yeah.
City water, or.
And all the new properties, of course, are paying whack and sack fees for access to our utilities and stuff, which is another thing. Yeah. Okay. Just trying to get a better handle on.
Well, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked Nicole about it right away, and she told me that you should go to, where is it again? Okay, good.
Being here to, make sure there's functions to it and.
That's good, because I always say communication is best.
Right,
With all the things that, otherwise they don't go anywhere. Mhm. All right, well,
So
thank
is there
you.
anything you want staff, council to do any further on this?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
All this being left.
I mean, obviously, our next step, I said, and we're kind of new to this, is there any objections to us? And this, we'll do it, we'll start the process, and then I think we may have to come back again, and then they take an official vote for objection, but then kind of start here to, if there's anything.
And are you aware that this has happened before? Has somebody pulled out of the city before? Do you know?
Not since I've been here,
I don't know what kind of,
but, once they were
They've been added to the city, I know, I heard of
filed
that.
with the state, then it would come back for official.
is it even permissible without city approval, or how does that work? Do you know?
Just also, both entities would have to
Agree.
agree.
And there's nothing that has to go in front of the planning commission of the county? or,
I would think.
I would think so. I would think they'd have to
They
have
get
it.
all in the.
City, city,
Okay,
commissioner person.
yeah. We're putting you on the spot.
There you go.
I want to say anything, but now that you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jeff Burkham, what I would suggest is, I think what I'm hearing you saying is the tax issue. You know, you're saying you're paying taxes, you're not getting the service. What I would do is I'll give you my card, give you your name and address, I put them in touch with the assessors. They may have already, taken that into account, and if they haven't, they what? They have or they have not?
They have taken
Okay.
They just said we have to go by the city, but.
Okay, so you pursue that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of someone leaving the city.
yeah,
Annexation bringing people into the city,
yeah,
but I've never heard of someone leaving the city.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of, like I said, out there, we've lived on a farm for 20 years, and we thought, I don't know, there's just a lot of things out here.
Well, you've had growth out there too, so yeah, there's obviously more traffic and stuff. I mean, that thing at the end of your road is like amazing. It's like crazy.
They're not gonna build a road to their house. It's a road to-
Yeah.
Well, we had it here, and
So when you pay your taxes, doesn't it go by the value of your home? I mean, it doesn't go, you have water, sewer, it's just the
No.
value of your home.
Mhm.
So that's
That's how the county does it, yeah.
Right.
They look at I think they look at the overall.
Picture.
The value of the land, how valuable the land is, or, so it is more than just structural, it's like
right.
a little bit of a bigger picture.
And I think some big over like other houses in.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rate that houses are selling at. Yeah. And then, the tax rate of the city
Right.
versus the tax rate of Main Prairie.
I mean, farmland's going pretty high too, so I imagine that would be the valuation of Main Prairie Township. I don't know for sure, I'm not saying,
Farmland went higher than
Yes.
property last
yes, it did.
year. So the biggest increase was farmland, and then lake property, and then the rest of the property.
I mean, I would just, want you to be exploring all what you would be getting yourselves into. Right, and I'm just being really clear with you. I would not vote for you going out of the city. That's my vote, right now, so.
Yeah, like I said, we're just starting this whole thing, so.
Yeah.
How big is your property? Is it a couple acres or what?
it's 5 years.
5 acres.
And we have it as drop and we went out.
So you're looking to pull the property out to save some money on taxes, sounds like.
Well, I mean,
Or that-
partially it, but yeah, again, no city services out there, and we're paying the rate. I mean, it's because, it's like, I got a septic pump for, like I said, I had to have my septic pump replaced. That was $2,000. I mean, there's things like that, costs I would be incurring if I lived in the city. And then there's a lot of that cost, as you know, like, we feel there's much more cost. Things like that, if I was able to take advantage of the city services.
We're gonna be.
Right, exactly.
Could you find out what your taxes would be if you went out to Main Prairie? Oh, yeah.
Next question. Okay. I don't know what more to say at this point. Are you looking for an answer from us on that?
No, we just, like I said, this is very.
Okay.
And I wanted to see and figured that's the more than we would love to be.
Did we pass the test? It doesn't feel like we do. It doesn't feel like we do.
Oh, I think it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Again, exactly. And I think that you would want to explore all of the costs,
Oh, yeah.
because there is a lot of cost to,
And you might have attorney fees and so.
Yeah, I don't
know for
I don't know.
sure, but usually that, you have to cover all your, cross your T's and dot your I's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to work with you guys, I'm not.
Yeah. I'm too, I don't want you to leave. I ain't gonna lie to you either. I don't want you to leave.
Yeah, saying, okay, so the file, and you guys have to, you know, whatever
Right.
it is that you do, and then, you know, price, like,
Yeah, and I don't want you to go out and spend a lot of money, and then we end up saying no.
But I just want you to also know that not everybody that lives in this little square of the city of Kimball has those services. Because we have to do a septic and pump it and the whole kit and caboodle, and we're not even a block away.
Right.
You know, we gotta get a well. We have to have it tested.
Mhm.
So, you know, and I don't know if down in by my house if there's some or not, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Lynn's aren't on, the old Lynn place is not on. Yeah,
oh, they are?
they are now,
I don't think they
by the
were.
Freeland Ballroom, the old, oh, okay.
They never used to be. I think when Greeley Edition went through, they were.
Everything after the Elm Street.
Yeah, so even people that live, right. So there's Struce's out, or Struce's house, are they city? Okay.
Well,
Now that we've solved all those
it's all
problems.
good now. Thank you so much.
Okay, good luck. Thank you. Okay, Energy, JRR Ventures, John, hey.
Hi there.
Yeah, I saw you in Home Depot I think it was Home Depot the other night. Were you with your little boy was with you and a dad? Okay. You were busy, so I didn't want to interrupt you, so anyhow. So we have to, approve the final estate plat approval, right?
There is a large paper copy of there, so we can look at it.
There you go. Where do you want
I
to
got it on here.
We just got new computers, guys, so I'm having a little hard time here.
You got yours earlier, though, right?
Yeah.
For accepting the application.
This is for
This is,
the final draft and development agreement. And for
of
the
course, you
property.
can be here. This is yours, fine.
Now I just lost it again. There you go.
I know, I lost mine too, right? I think I'm gonna have to have a receipt that the time out being a lot longer.
I need to show them.
Huh?
I need you to show them finance.
So as far as we know, everything's up to snuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The only, just a couple things, because I've been out on medical leave for a couple months here, but it has a Y-shaped turnaround. I think it's noted as fire department apparatus turnaround or something to that degree. Have you looked at that at all, like, in regards to turning trucks around down there? I know there's a fire hydrant down there. It's an odd shape to me. And I just,
Otherwise, you can come up here
Yeah, you want to
and look at the physical map,
the
Mike.
map up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You're older than me.
They're not, and how wide is that street? 20 feet? It doesn't look like there's room for more than one truck down there. I'm assuming it's wide enough that you could,
It's wide enough for two.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's typical. I'm assuming you'd be driving in with fire apparatus and then have to turn around.
That's a big giant.
Okay.
you know.
I just wanna make sure you've looked at it and you're okay with it, so it doesn't come back.
And I think I got into the,
Vehicles back.
going to this lady's place.
I know the city engineer has come in, done
It's
it.
down in the
very
place
good.
of-
Also, Mr. Roseman.
She needs to give us a class on this.
I think really final say comes to the fire chief on that, you know, if it's adequate or not.
I had to do.
It might be engineering standards, but every department operates a little differently and every department has different equipment, as an example. And final say really comes down to the fire chief on that, what's needed.
Yeah, because I was thinking about Fox's, because that driveway is kind of like hard to get into and.
Well, just because we have other inadequate turnarounds doesn't mean we should have another one.
No, right. No, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so if there's something that needs to be modified or altered a little bit, it's up, you know. Okay. Okay. I want to just make sure we get, with all that, so. It looks like all the utilities are going in there, city water, sewer, there's gas, all those things, right?
The water will be city water, and then the rest will be private.
Okay. So the septics, they're gonna have septics in there? Or are they? Okay. So you'll be, yeah, that's what I thought I saw. Okay. All right.
With everything up to nine, yeah, go, first man home.
It looks like there's like one proposed pond there maybe.
Actually, two.
Is there two? Okay. There's another one maybe where you come in or something, I don't know. Oh, yeah, yep. Okay. Well, if SEH has approved anything without any other needed corrections on the civil drawings, I guess that's a huge importance to the city, you know. And I don't think there is anything from Nicole, what she's telling us, so.
Well, I have to say one thing about working with John, and I haven't worked as much as Nicole has, but I just think you're really a pleasure to work with, and you're so precise and you're on top of everything, and it's like, it's been really nice, I have to tell you that.
And I have to agree, last time I think I addressed the logs in the road and you went right down and checked it out and came right back, and I was very pleased to see that. That tells me, you know, that there's a good working relationship, yeah.
I would say that
Yeah.
exactly what Cindy
Yeah.
just said, that it's been a pleasure.
This is a private road, correct? So, the city will not be maintaining that road, correct? Yeah. And it'll be a hard surface road?
Hopefully, we'll have a lot.
Yeah.
You can't be looking at building plans right now, he just has to get better here.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have any more questions.
Okay, would you like to make a motion?
I will make a motion that we move ahead with,
Plat?
yeah.
Okay. A motion from Cindy, a second from Jody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now I have to approve the development agreement. And I have to sign that here. Any questions on that?
I think that was, you're putting so much towards the park. You're, you're planting the 2 trees in the front yard, all of that's clear and looks good. I looked at it. What else is, and I heard that you may futuristically put in a pickleball court. There is going to be a pickleball court, because I don't know if you are aware that the city has been talking about a pickleball court for a very long time. And actually Kyle is the one that's been working on that. So that is a very wonderful opportunity, I think, for people that are really enjoying that sport.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I did.
I offered that. No, so that's really good news. And I don't know if there's anything else that I would say, but
Somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the development agreement.
Thank you, Jody. I have a motion from Jody. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Cindy. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And one more, declaration for maintenance of stormwater water facilities. Any questions on that?
No,
I thought that looked. Would you like to make a motion to accept that, or declaration?
I will make a motion.
I have a motion from Cindy. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second from Kyle. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Did we get it all done, Nicole? We're excited. Going back home. Okay, we'll move on to the ball field grandstand. Is there anything on that? Anybody here for that? Or,
No, I don't think so.
okay, maybe you should get something to talk about. We'll go on to West Central Sanitation. Taylor and Jeff Bertram, garbage and recycling contract extension.
Good evening, Council. Jeff Bertram, West Central Sanitation, Taylor Williamson, West Central Sanitation. Good to be back. We always enjoy these meetings because this is really what we have to roll. We talk about, we go to some big cities, we go to some cities, little cities. Most of our cities are your side, and it is amazing what goes on and what makes everything tick. So thank you for what you do. We've enjoyed our relationship. It's going on over 2.5 years now. It's going on 3 years. And we many times don't like to let the contract expire. We'd like to talk things through, make sure everything's doing good. We work well with Kimball and Allison and the council. We certainly haven't heard a lot of issues or no issues at all. We've got a point person in the office, and so we thought we'd meet with 2 council people, and Allison and Cole set it up with Councilor Cindy and Mayor County, and we went over everything, and what you see you've got it in your council package. So Taylor can talk about a little bit about the specifics, 3, 4, 5 highlights of the contract, and we can answer questions.
Thank you again. Appreciate it. So we met with Mayor County and just a small adjustment to the contract that was proposing a 5 years, we had a 2 year. And so, seems like service is going well. Councilor Cindy and Mayor County had good things to say, so also that all of your experience as well. So there's comfort in doing it, proposing it. Along with that 5 years, there's no rate change for 2 more years. So your last contract was bid, and there was no rate change in those 3 years. And so with our 5-year proposal, no rate change for another 2. And then in January of 2028, the modest 4.5% increase in that year, and then stable again for the rest of the contract. We added the public works building to the city for free service. We serve their municipal building for free. So Nicole added that. I had a small adjustment on start time, not that we're planning plan to change anything, but simply so that we have room to work if we need, if it's 6:30. So I modified it to 6, but we do Annandale, tax Annandale first, and then come to town around noon. I don't plan to change that, but I just threw it in there in case we thought it was everything. And then just a small thing, we added a provision for availability of a second 95-gallon cart at houses for a specified rate that wasn't in the contract, but we added it for having a variable. So,
Which was 1150, correct? For the added, I think it was 1150. Yes, yes, yeah.
And the difference between the additional 65 and the additional 95 is the same price per %, the regular rate, you know.
Good night.
Questions would be more happy to answer them, otherwise, the community cleanup we've done and everything we've done, it's been a great relationship, and we certainly welcome the opportunity to continue work. And again, as Taylor said, adding on the contract a number of years, it makes it more efficient for you and us. So that's why we suggested that.
Is 5 years sort of the standard? Do you have the same contract with Annandale? I'm just wondering about the switch from 3 to 5.
3 goes by fast in my experience, and most of our contracts you try and get 5, usually a good term. If there's service issues, you know, you can always hold us to account about. And some contracts we've had as long as 10 years, and we do that, some of them 7.
I was going to say that we have some 7-year contracts, 10-year contracts. The 3 years is always pretty typical. We never ask for 5 years right out of the gate. We want you to get comfortable with us, and we want to make sure that we can provide the service and work out any issues if there are any or anything. So we try to start at the beginning when we do as we did here with 3 years. But we certainly have a rhythm now, and we certainly are in it. But yeah, we have a lot of 7 and 10. And again, the more we can plan, the more efficient it is financially for us. You reap the benefits of that. So that's why the 5 years certainly is, I would say, on the low end of how many year contracts.
So then the rates that are spelled out here would be for that 5-year term? No change?
It would be for the first 2, and then the same rates as you've had the last 3 years. Yep, and then it would increase 4.5% in January of 2020.
Okay, I see that now.
There'd be one increase basically in 8 years. 4 or 5.
Right.
Is there anything in the contract about whether West Central or the city wants to go a different direction and what conditions there might be for that?
Yeah, there's usually, you know, there's default termination in number 6. And usually that's if either of us are failing to perform. You don't pay me or I don't pick up. We don't, you know what I mean? Or if you've got constant issues and you try to address them with us and we're not responsive. We've been in business, Dad started, it still works full time, been in business 46 years, and served probably 35, 40 city contracts on the state now. And the longest is nearing 35 years of time working with them, and we've never had one cancel on us or a bond pull for non-performance or anything like that. So.
And the key to that is compared to the nationals, of course, and that's what your options are for the most part, is we've got communication. I mean, it's never, ever, I've been with Don for 27 years, it's never gotten that far. If there's a complaint, to Nicole or Allison, well, maybe not all the time with Nicole, but most of the time if she says something, I respond immediately and say, what's going on? I mean, and we did it immediately. It's easy and obvious to know that. But the communication, when you've got communication and relationship that we do, it will never get that far.
Right.
I mean, whatever there is, we would resolve, but there are also, there are provisions in giving notice, and again, yeah, that never got that. It never came to that.
Right.
Well, and what you said the other day when we met was that there have been no complaints, correct?
Right, it was, as you were saying that, it was like when, we first switched service, and the first day was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had emailed you and you responded, you was a former employee, you know, was all upset in the arm.
And we do that,
And that-
Don does it, Taylor does it, I do it, I mean, we'll make a call to the resident. The last thing is, having been a counselor and having been being a commissioner, the last thing I want is phone calls like that. You don't want to deal with garbage, and that's our goal, we always say, we're gonna deal with the garbage, you hired us, and that's why we try to deal with it that way. So, one, but on the same token, we gotta be told what the problem is, so that we
Right.
can fix it. And we'll fix it, we don't use you to go through to fix it for them, we go straight to them and we fix it. And of course, again, Mother Nature, obviously, you have to deal with reality. And whenever you start the community, we put that one street down here by the Legion, you know, we had to figure a couple things out, but nothing major.
Right. But that's a pretty good record when you have no complaints. And, I feel like, I think it's been a good service, and I think.
I've had really good service. My garbage, when I go to pick it up, take it to the house, it's empty. Most of the time with the last one, it'd be about a quart of it in the bottom. The one time they broke glass all over the street, and I had that mess to clean up.
Yeah,
I've never had that with you
I don't
guys.
think I've ever seen, because we had a lot of dumping, as they were dumping, they'd fill, and we haven't had any of that at all, and that's.
But the thing that I really appreciate is your drivers are really courteous. Like, if they are in the neighborhood, they watch for the vehicles and they get out of my way. It's like, not that I'm like hot rodding it down there, but they know I want to go into my driveway, and they're just really good about it. And that means a lot.
Also that you've had your drivers with you for quite a while, which is very, that's a wonderful
Unusual in
thing.
today's day and age.
And Tammy, when we finished that meeting, I texted them both, Pedro and Justin.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate them. I was like, wow, because my job is safety, and when I see that and I know someone else has got it in their head like I do, I really appreciate that.
So, just looking at the service fee residential unit, the red notation there in regards to the 95-gallon waste cart.
Which page are you on?
Top of three.
Page 97 on our,
Got it.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm looking at the pages of theirs.
yeah. So,
If somebody wanted a second.
Yeah.
okay, but I don't see any, so there's other options for other size carts, right?
Right.
There's three sizes, 35, 65, 95 gallons.
So people have a choice of which size cart, or how does that determine?
Yeah, definitely. So when we started, I believe we sent a full start.
They did.
That's usually what we do. And they gave us feedback on what they want, and of course, now in 3 years, you get a call, or you get a call, because you do the billing, and tell us what's needed, and we'll go from there.
So if somebody wants to change it, they just call you?
They call.
Call you? If they need a trash can, they call the city?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the building.
Okay.
I can't remember, was 35 an option before we came?
I don't remember the-
We offered that.
I don't think it was.
Normally, they don't, the national don't offer that in a lot.
Try to persuade you from it, because they would move them in their truck all the time.
That,
I knew there was something.
Yeah, I remember getting options.
It's really like this, 35, we always encourage, if we get less money for it, but no sense in having a cart that you never use. A lot of elderly people don't have big garages, these older homes, they don't want a bigger cart in it, so we always kind of offer that as an option. And again, and then you've got people on the other end with the second 95, and you have a lot of cars, but some people need that. You have 4 kids, a lot of diapers.
Is 95 sort of the most common size?
65, I would say, is.
65?
typically, we usually want 2 people to get by, maybe with a 35,
Okay.
3 people or 65, and then, and it depends what you're doing, but 65 across the board equals fine.
It states here the monthly fee in red per each additional 95-gallon waste cart serviced weekly shall be $11.50.
Additional.
That's additional, but then there's a $13.70 in parentheses.
That's a
I'm not sure I understand.
95-gallon cart.
That's just on the 95.
Sorry.
Yeah,
The text doesn't match, so you should modify that.
okay. It didn't seem like it was matching up, but okay.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
the numbers are up.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, recycling is additional.
Mm-hmm.
We break the recycling apart in billing because then people don't get charged the 9.75% tax. We could just put it in one fee and then you pay 9.75% tax on everything. Well, we all agree that we pay too much tax on things, and we break it apart so you don't have to pay the tax on the recycling part. Typically, people want an additional garbage cart, not recycling.
So on the annual increase, is that 4.5%, is that on the anniversary agreement being January 1st? Is that of every year then, or just
2028.
just 2028? Like you said?
January 1 of 2028.
All right. Okay.
So rather than doing, we've seen it pretty regularly, 10% increases annually. In some cases, rather than doing continuously increasing, especially if you're doing the billing, we thought it would be best if we would do a little bit higher rather than doing 2% twice or 3 times.
Right.
To do it one time for your billing purposes.
And the nice thing about this is we have a chance to let the public know about that, there'll be an increase and,
Well, with everything else increasing, it's nice that we don't have a increase for 2 years. I think that's nice.
And you're getting good service.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else that you can do within the city that you can say that.
No.
Would you like to make a motion or want to continue talking?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and accept this contract.
A motion from Cindy and a second from Jody. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And as always, keep in touch with us, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll be talking to you about my septic thing. All right. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I tried to throw him under the bus once already tonight, so your turn.
Actually, I'm gonna speed out of normal.
Good evening.
This is the month of July. Football month, down a little bit last month, we had 61. I spoke to the call back for sending an A&D order. A&D orders are similar to the warrant. A&D orders are signed by a probation officer, not a judge. In this case, the individual was on probation for a harassment training order. Probation officer was down here on condition of evaluation, issued A&D orders. He was arrested and left jail. 2 alarms, both of those, no issues in either one. First one was at the Legion, new employees, employee here. And the other one was at Dollar General, was a wrong, doors were all secured, thought they could get cat on animal complaint was over in Elm Street, complaints about some people walking by and a dog here at the parking dog was hostile, was potentially dangerous. Citizen contact was a gentleman had questions, people's information about putting speed bumps on Elm Street. Some matter with custom issue that we mediated. Media engagement was just showing up a squad car over at the elementary school club. Driving contact was
complaint when they will locate. Escort was for funeral. Harassment, somebody called in one to make a harassment complaint, we tried to call back 4 times, they called us back. 6 medical emergencies, nothing really out of the ordinary for egos, with the exception of one on July 24th, someone fell off the ladder. Personal assist was over at the pub, this was an escort to their car. When their friend showed up and took care of that, so we canceled. 3 suspicious incidents, 1 car at the elementary lot that was leaving, the one at the high school, was a runner on the track, and then 1 over at settings, so it's unoccupied car in the station lot. Really no issue with any of those. There were 6 traffic stops for the month. 3 of those resulted in citations. 1 for 15 to 30, east one on the A zone, so west of Poplar, so in the 30 zone. 1 for using a wireless device, cell phone, and another one on Highway 55, 52 and 30. Then we get into the unknown calls. There was 10 of those, 10 are all fire department related. 6 of those are covered by medical on top earlier, and then there were 4 additional medicals. The fire department responded to that we have law enforcement did not receive the assistance. We didn't have anybody in the area. 3 requests for welfare check. 4 welfare checks that we did. The first one was over at Casey, someone was just using the lot lights to work on their car. At 11:30. The other one was also Casey's employee, didn't show up for work, and all when we checked on that, they were fine. Last one was over on 165th. Someone trying to get in contact with a friend, so we were able to do it and then check the loss. And that was it.
All right. Now, you have 2 officers here in town, Mason and,
Currently, we have Mason and Matt Fitzmeyer. Just email Mayor and Cole. If the Fitzmeyer is taking another position with South Rapids, so they'll be leaving us on 10. We currently have 4 people in training who started at the end of June. Another one that will start here in August. So in the interim, we'll be down to just Mason, with then with dedicated people down here who still respond to calls and all that. What we'll simply do is just adjust the bill during the time between Matthew being gone and the next day being decided down here, which should happen early November. When those 4 will basically come up training, provided there's no issues.
so is the dark-haired gentleman the one that's staying, or is it the guy that was
One
here?
that was in here earlier, though.
Okay, I guess I'm confused.
Mason's are there, Matthew's on there.
Most of the time I get to know one, then they're gone.
Yeah, I think that, I've just met Mason, and he's a very nice young man. Yeah, very.
We've all
Yeah,
done.
that's the question.
I mean, I haven't met Matthew, so I don't know.
Yeah, we've, Matthew's moving on, Deputy's moving on, we've got 1 retirement, so. Yeah, like everybody, we've got small things, we're kind of close to.
Are you getting a lot of recruits that are coming in?
You know, stuff I know, before, at the end of May, because they all graduated from school at that time. And then the 5th one here coming in July or August, I'm sorry, is a non-traditional candidate. So we had a 4-year degree, started school in March, ended up at the end of the first part of July. Now he's testing and going through the process. So yeah, 4 out of the 2-year school, 1 non-traditional candidate. Really after that, we put the applications out there and really was doing that one was coaching from other agencies. Nobody's going to graduate until the end.
Well, it's tough being an officer today. It's really tough.
It is, and we moved that from that obviously in the office. Yeah, it definitely is.
Is it getting better?
I think so, I think it's not gonna dramatically tick up. But the fall class up at Alexandria, we know, is a little bit larger, so I think overall, it's getting better, I don't think we're ever gonna get, when I first applied for the job in the jail, I tested 300 people. We're never gonna do that.
No, you're never getting back there again. That's a shame.
If we can get beyond, I think our last round of openings, we got 20 candidates, if you get back up to 50 or 60, it'd be better.
That's pretty much with every job though.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
If I see a police officer out and about, I always go thank them, they just kind of go, what? It's like, creepers. Like,
Well,
yeah, I appreciate you guys. I don't want to be out there with all this stuff out there. I don't want to. And
I don't really either, do you? Except they have a gun.
Well, it's nice to go
Thank
to,
you.
nice to go to bed at night and all.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Our chief of fire chief. Good grief, it's been a long day. But you always make it better, right?
Oh,
Oh.